we go.
Well, the All-Star Game D is in full effect in the second half.
Into the first quarter. On defense, the East All-Stars. 4-point game. Cousins, it's Thompson off the drive. And it's Durant missing. And those 48 three-pointers you talked about, Greg, the previous high for threes in an All-Star game was 30. So that's what I call shattering a record, huh? Man, oh, man.
It was insane. And really, that speaks to the evolution of the game as well. The game has become far more perimeter-oriented in terms of the skill set. And as usual, neither team really grinding too hard at the defensive end.
And I think that's okay in this event. I mean, I say the more highlights, the better.
Back to Thomas. Kicks it to Drummond. Outside Thomas. He dishes it to Butler. There's the three. Can't get it to go.
And, you know, this game, yeah, in a lot of ways, guys, has belonged to the Western Conference the entire decade. I mean, and last year they got the job done again. So although it did come down to the wire, the end result still was Western Conference dominance.
Durant with the steal. And Thompson kicks to Durant. And it's Paul penetrating. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
And although victory for the Western Conference has been a theme in the All-Star game recently, another trend, Greg, that was repeated last year was the East digging a big hole for itself. And you and I were talking about this, you know, digging that hole for themselves early in the game and then mounting the huge comeback.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the East came back from 20 points down in the first half to tie it up in the fourth quarter. But once again, the comeback bid failed to come to fruition.
And Davis gets it to go. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times. So no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum. I love this event so much because it combines the world-class ability of these players with the freedom of the playground.
Yep, it's the greatest and certainly the most fun pickup game these players will ever play in.
And guys, you know, we've had some All-Star game shootouts over the years, but really nothing compares to what we saw last year. The teams combined for 321 points. That's just mind-boggling.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And that one falls for Davis. And some changes here for the East. George is checked in for James. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Butler. The West All-Stars also with the sub. Russell Westbrook's checked in for Chris Paul. Feeds it to Millsap. T-Wade on the wing. Good on the triple. Wade's got himself on the board with 3 there. Unbelievable 163-158 win for the West, and it was indeed the highest scoring All-Star game of all time.
Yeah, and I mean, defense has never been what the All-Star game's about, but that was out of control and made for one heck of a show.
Here's Drummond after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Outside Millsap. Pulls up, high post, and it's Durant with the rebound.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And this has become one of the must-see events of the year, which is obvious by all the star power in attendance here tonight.
Well, certainly the Hollywood crowd is on hand. The biggest names from the sports world, music stars. Everybody wants to be a part of All-Star Week.
Here's what the East is going with right now. Okafor's checked in, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is subbed in for Paul Millsap. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Marcus All's checked in for Cousins. Green comes in for Anthony Davis. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Kevin Durant. And it's Harden in for Klay Thompson.
And there's such a sense of history that surrounds the All-Star game. I mean, this is the 65th time this event has been held, and you think back on all the legends of the NBA. They've all made their mark in some way on this contest.
Wall wide open. Drills the three-pointer. Wall's got 5 now. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Westbrook kicks to Harden. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Harden's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And you talked about NBA legends, Greg, putting their stamp on this game. How about, for instance, Wilt Chamberlain's 42 points and 24 rebounds in that 1962 All-Star game?
Wow, I mean, that was amazing. What about Michael Jordan following up his epic win in the 88 Slam Dunk Contest with 40 points and the MVP award as well the next night? So just so many great memories from this event. And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
And it's Green missing. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Wall, that's a two-pointer. Gordon Hayward comes up with the rebound.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Westbrook wide open. He fires. Another miss by Westbrook. Wall, that's a two-pointer. And the shot is long. And we welcome you back to the NBA All-Star Game as we get set to begin the second quarter.
And you can see these players now starting to get into a rhythm. Should see a lot better flow to the game here in the second quarter.
That's usually the case. I mean, it takes some time to gel with your teammates at the All-Star game.
And, you know, the officials not giving their whistles much of a workout here tonight. Very few fouls being called.
And most of that, Greg, is because they're not playing full-force defense. I mean, you're never going to see as much contact around the bucket in this game as you would ordinarily.
Lowry out there with DeRozan. Then it's LeBron James. Then there's Paul Millsap. And it's George in at the 3. So that's who the East All-Stars start the second with.
And guys, just thinking back to last year's All-Star game, I mean, something that was really special. How about the sight of Kyle and Marc Gasol, two brothers facing each other on the opening jump ball.
And here is Paul. Now the dish to Durant. Rejected by Millsap.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of quality.
And then Durant with the jam.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play it.
Paul with the 3. Can't get it to go. So the East All-Stars will take it the other way. The dive for the ball. James the pass to Lowry. Millsap dishes to James. Lowry has the open look. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got his 4th assist in this one.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker.
Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Here's Paul. After the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Durant kicks to Cousins. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's...
And how about all these dunks? I mean, this game's been a complete crowd pleaser, no doubt.
I know. I'm loving it. These players are really strutting their stuff tonight. Showtime.
So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars.
You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to rag it out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out. And sometimes the best way to do that is with the timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
Catching up on the changes for the East. Drummond's checked in for Millsap. Jimmy Butler comes in for George. And Thomas subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hi, Kevin. Steve Kerr was just going over the plan with his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Kevin Durant. coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. I'm sure coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Here is Paul, following the basket by LeBron James. Cousins dishes to Paul. Misses the three. Here are the East All-Stars. They're on a 16-4 run right now. Butler in the corner. Buries it from three-point range. Butler's got 8 points.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for the East. Wade comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Now here's Curry. This one for three. Shot is no good.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Guys, if they're going to make a run, no time like the present.
This has not been a pretty picture. I certainly expected a better game than what we've gotten so far.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his first foul. Here is Hayward. Second shot opportunity. He lays it in.
Well, how about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And stolen by Hayward. Outside Curry. Gasol, a screen on Thomas. Count that one, and the East All-Stars lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Stephen Curry.
Boy, Gasol with a punishing pick that time.
Butler passes to Drummond. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Now here's Butler after the miss from Stephen Curry. And Antetokounmpo screws it in.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Yeah, I mean, test the hot hand. You're exactly right. I say let those triples fly.
Here's Curry. Following the basket by John Wall. And Hayward gets it to go.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Antetokounmpo's got his second basket of the night. Ball against Curry. Hayward a screen on Wall. Curry kicks to Hayward. Good on the three-point shot. Hayward's got his third bucket of the night.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
Westbrook against Wall. Count that one, and the East All-Stars lead has been cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Russell Westbrook.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish.
And so we conclude the first half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the first half of the All-Star game. Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the home.
And we return to the NBA All-Star Game. One half is in the books, and the second half about to begin.
And that first half was terrific. I'll bet anything, though, the second has even more in store for us.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think it's going to be a spectacular final 2 quarters.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for the West All-Stars, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Durant. And there's Klay Thompson. And it's Paul in at the 1.
And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
From deep, James, and the foul called on Paul Millsap. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Paul with the ball. Pass to Thompson. Back to Paul. And there's the feed to Davis. Offensive rebound. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around.
Folks here to start the second half, 4 straight they've missed.
LeBron dishes to Millsap. Back to James. From outside the arc. And he gets it to go. James has got 8.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
The drive by Paul. Durant for 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist. 11 points for Kevin Durant.
And he's been a gem this year. I mean, there have been so many highlights for him all over the first half of this season.
And I've got a feeling, Greg, he's just getting warmed up. I think he'll be even better after the All-Star break.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. And Davis sends it back. Thompson outside. Goes up on the high post. And it's Thompson again missing.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
Paul outside. Dishes it to Thompson. Paul, no one around him. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Greg enjoys that too.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Thompson for the triple. East grabs the miss. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And slam dunk by Butler.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Butler's gone 67% from the field, 4 of 6. Paul kicks to Cousins. Thompson outside. Goes back up. And Cousins puts it back in.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And here's the East. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. 3-pointer, Butler. And yes, sir, that one drops. Butler's got 13 points.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr was going over with his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Kevin Durant. Coach asked him directly to take the reins of their offense. He wants him to have a huge impact at that end of the floor for the rest of this game. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thanks. Clark, confident play we're seeing out of him.
Yeah, no question about it. Like they say on the playground, scoreboard.
LeBron's shot is good.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Lillard, the pass to Davis. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And it's 6 points for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, it's just a smart shot, taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, the mid-range J is almost a gimme.
Here's Durant. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Millsap. Durant's gotten 5 shots in 13 tries. Takes it from 10. And that one's good. Drummond's got 8 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
1:09 left here in the third quarter. Davis against Millsap. No luck.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
The shot by Lillard, wide open. Sinks the triple. Lillard's got himself on the board with 3 there.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
And LeBron James gets it to go.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Lillard against Jackson. Davis drives in. An easy 2 points on the layup. Davis has got his 3rd basket of the night.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Millsap. Again, Millsap missing. And so here are the West All-Stars. Down by 12. Thompson dishes to Davis. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap. Millsap's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Jackson kicks to James. 1 second left. He squares up and sinks it. James has got 14 points here in the second half.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. East All-Stars lead by 14. And we'll be back right after this. We've been having a great time here. We hope you have been too. The All-Star Game coverage continues. Thanks again for tuning in here to 2K Sports.
And, you know, you always look forward to this game, and this one certainly has lived up to the billing so far.
There is not another show in sports quite like the NBA All-Star Game, is there?
Paul George is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Okafor, and it's Thomas in at the point guard. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. Here's Hayward, and Okafor with the block. And he recovers it. Hayward can hit.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the East All-Stars.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
And LeBron James gets it to go.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Durant kicks to Paul. Screen by Cousins. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Cousins taking 2 shots.
The first free throw in for the East. James Harden, he's checked in for the West.
And, you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, that's an honor none of these these players will ever forget.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. Well, Greg, one thing we know for sure, you know that every player who earned a spot on this roster is going to see his share of action. Spreading the minutes evenly, as you've always talked about, is always a top priority for these All-Star game coaches.
And you're so right, Kevin. I mean, for all the hard work these players put in to get here, I mean, each one deserves a chance, if you will, to share the spotlight. It's one of the great things about the All-Star game.
Now Durant. Cousins with a screen on LeBron. Durant kicks to Cousins and stolen by Drummond. And here's the fast break. Here's Thomas. The basket drops and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And Anthony Davis is checked in for the West.
Well, the All-Star game here in Toronto, Ontario, the culmination of just over 2 decades of basketball here in Canada. A really big moment for the city and the country as well.
Durant attacking. Can't get it to go. James. With some nice D. To the middle. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But, again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
And what a great city Toronto is. One of the biggest metropolitan areas in all of North America. Great place, great to have this year's All-Star game.
And, Kevin, the timing couldn't have been better for the city of Toronto. The Raptors are coming off back-to-back postseason appearances. Basketball is on the rise here up in Canada.
Paul passes to Harden. Durant kicks to Cousins. Hits from the high post.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Cousins has gone 3 of 6 from the floor. That's a 2 from Butler. Pass to Thomas. Butler on the wing, guarded by Harden. Shots good from Butler.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
It's Durant on the wing. Shoots it up. Shot is no good. The East All-Stars go the other way with it. George with no one around. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And yes, sir, that one drops. 16 points for Kevin Durant.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Deflects the pass. Here's Butler. And lots of contact here. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
Been a stellar outing in this one for Butler. He has 20 points, and he's added to his numbers by hitting 4 shots from the 3-point line.
And really now you can tell the defense starting to have second thoughts in terms of how they're going to play him. That's 12 points from long range. Yeah, the NBA Development League now celebrating its 15th anniversary and a lot of change over that time. None of the original 8 teams still playing in their original locations. Still, it's only growing. I think we'll see it grow to 30 teams before long.
Here's what the East is going with right now. Okafor's checked in. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for James. Jackson, he's checked in for George. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Isaiah Thomas. Okafor dishes to Antetokounmpo, and he's good on the 3-ball. Frank, you're talking about the D-League. Not really a moneymaker yet, but it's really benefited, Clark, the NBA in so many ways.
Clearly has, Kevin, a place to train new players, officials, and executives or management, a way to test out possible rule changes. I think building revenue is the focus, though, and the players make a small salary, but the NBA Developmental League is helping the NBA be better.
That's good.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
He's with the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry.
Making a long pass like that is always a risky proposition.
DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And so here are the West All-Stars. Conley, the pass to Green. He feeds it to Lillard. Back to Green. Fires the three. Rebound by the East All-Stars.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Conley against Lowry. The shot by Hayward, wide open, and the three off target.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And he stepped in the line, so they turn it over.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
And the West All-Stars with possession. Conley kicks to Hayward. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
That's a layup for him. He's just too open.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. Here's DeRozan. No good again that time. Lowry against Conley. Lillard dishes to Hayward. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Hayward taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Hayward hits them both. Outside Lowry. Three-pointer. And that one's good. 6 seconds left to play here in the fourth. So it's the East All-Stars winning this one easily.
And for the Eastern Conference, they score the victory on their home turf here in Toronto. That runs their all-time record in the All-Star game to 38-27. The West has a long way to go, guys, to catch up.
It's going to take a while, you're right. Well, as always, we've had a blast bringing this game to you, the special moments from All-Star 2016. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. For Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan saying so long. Good night, everyone, from Toronto.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith in the All-Star Game action now in the books. So let's take a look back at some of the footage from our All-Star Game MVP. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
Well, he had fun out there. He also didn't shy away from putting on that flash and pizzazz to make the highlights. I thought he gave the fans a gutsy performance. All the celebrities stopped looking at me and started waving at him. We had a couple of good candidates, but he deserved it.
I think his efficiency from the field was the biggest factor in this win. He 60% of his shots. I don't care if you're